some of the highlights for the Christmas season on BBC2. There's a new dramatisation of Dickens' A Christmas Carol, with Michael Hordern as the miser Ebenezer Scrooge.
Dreadful apparition! Why do you trouble me?
Do you believe in me or not?
I do. I must. Why do spirits walk the earth? Why must they come to me?
Rachel and the Beelzebub Bombardiers recalls a chapter in Victorian history when the Salvation Army temperance campaign hit the brewers' pockets.
Glory, hallelujah.
Welcome to salvation, brother.
I'm no brother of yours. Clear!
Better soaked with water than with gin.
Our Day Out follows the exploits of a class of Liverpool schoolchildren on an outing to North Wales.
Now listen, everybody. As a sort of extra bonus, we've decided to call in here and let you have an hour at the zoo.
That's it, go on. Everton. 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 Go on, just tweet it out. You dislocated sparrow. Speak.
And Count Dracula, a new dramatisation of Bram Stoker's chilling saga starring Louis Jourdain.
Count Dracula.
Yes?
I've been struck by a curious fact.
Yes?
I've not seen a single servant since I've been here. Yet my meals are served, my bed is made. Tell me, are we alone in the castle?
No.
Just some of the Christmas entertainment here on BBC2.
There's a great festival of music this Christmas on BBC2. The fairy tale opera Hansel and Gretel.
Sit down and dance with me. It's as easy as can be. 1 foot here, 1 foot there. Round you go, no time to spare.
A special concert featuring the magic flute of James Galway. Petticoat Lane, a musical impression of life in the streets of Victorian London, starring Sheila Hancock.
Me and my daughters perform as still closers.
And Franz Lehar's romantic operetta, The Count of Luxembourg. Just some of the programmes in the great festival of entertainment this Christmas on BBC2.
Programmes for Boxing Day on BBC2. The Sadler's Wells Royal Ballet dance two of their most popular productions, Les Patineurs and Pineapple Poll. At 8:40, Our Day Out.
If I go for a cup of coffee with Mrs. K, can you people be trusted to act responsibly?
Yes, sir.
Mirth and anarchy prevail on a school outing to the country.
We want the dragon scream.
And at 9:50, Sing Christmas. The King's Singers present an unusual version of the legend of St. George.
We got St. George and his horse and sword and buckler. When St. George is done with him, he won't be worth a groat.
Chicks and ducks. At 10:35, Oklahoma, the classic Rodgers and Hammerstein musical.
When I take you out in the Surrey with the fringe on top.
Rounding off the evening at 12:50, Music at Night. Programmes for Boxing Day here on BBC2.
Christmas Day on BBC2. At 7 o'clock, Dersu Uzala, Kurosawa's tale of Russian explorers and the old man of the forest on whose wisdom and instinct for survival they come to depend. At 9:25, Dame Margot Fontaine introduces the London Festival Ballet in Elgar's The Sanguine Fan and Graduation Ball with music by Johann Strauss. At 10:30, Country Holiday.
My sweet caress. Hello, emptiness. I think I'm going to die. Goodbye, my love, goodbye.
Then at 11:15, Jack Lemmon stars in The War Between Men and Women, based on the writings of James Thurber.
Is that woman up there alive or dead? I asked my doctor about that. He said if she were dead, she couldn't support herself on all fours. And my taxidermist said you can't stuff a woman, so I guess she must be alive. Nice to have met you.
Christmas Day programmes on BBC2. Wreck of HMS Edinburgh. Robert Robinson is back with the book game at 3:40 and at 4:10, a special programme from Horizon to mark man's 25 years in space, from that first Russian Sputnik of 1957 to the space shuttle and beyond. And finally on our list this afternoon, a touch of Sellers over Christmas. He's the Indian doctor treating a bad case of love sickness on the part of Sophia Loren, otherwise known as the Millionaires.
Horizon starts us off in a moment with an attempt to recreate some of the lost secrets of an inventor by the name of Nikola Tesla. After that, at 1:45, Dennis Skillicorn introduces us to more of the Islanders on his continuing tour of the Isle of Wight. At 2:15, from the investigations of Newsnight, we open up the Lusitania file to reveal what a team of salvage experts have been discovering about this famous wreck. It's the final of the World Cup chess competition at 3:05, an all-Russian battle between those old two rivals, Anatoly Karpov and Boris Spassky. And following that, some rather less intense competition in the book game. And at 4:05, Peter Sellers again stars in this afternoon's film Two-Way Stretch. And finally on our list for the early part of the day is News Review with Jan Leeming, and that's at 5:30.
There's a whole range of music to enjoy this Christmas on BBC2. The Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Bach Goes East, film of the Bach Choir's trip to Hong Kong. Janet Baker, Full Circle, her last year in opera, including a farewell performance. And in complete contrast, there's My Music for Christmas, a special programme from the stage of Sadler's Wells Theatre.
And I'll be presenting a special edition of Baker's Christmas Dozen with the Philharmonia Orchestra.
And to set the mood for the Christmas season, there's a service of 9 lessons and carols from King's College, Cambridge. Music this Christmas on BBC2.
Christmas Eve on BBC2. The music of Sky in concert at Drury Lane. John Williams, Herbie Flowers, Tristan Fry, Steve Gray and Kevin Peake play the sounds of Christmas along with their special guest, Patrick Ross. Sky at Drury Lane, 6:55 this Christmas Eve on BBC2. Christmas Day on BBC2. At 6:05, Tchaikovsky's popular ballet, The Nutcracker. Then in true festive spirit at 7:50, Russell Harty meets the Master of Mouton, Baron Philippe de Rothschild. At 8:40, Her Majesty the Queen speaks to the Commonwealth. At 8:55, a major television first, the much-acclaimed feature film, Chaos. Christmas Day on BBC2. Christmas Eve entertainment on BBC2. At 7:30, The Newborn King, a celebration of the Nativity from Westminster Cathedral. At 8:30, the regulars get together with Jan Francis, Patrick Litchfield, Sue Arnold and Ian Ogilvy to Call My Bluff. Rush the Fallow Deer at 9 o'clock is a beautiful journal of life in the New Forest. At 10 o'clock, a retrospective look at Charles and Diana, A Working Year. The late film at 10:30 is The Innocents, starring Deborah Kerr in a tale of ghosts and devilry. Christmas Eve entertainment on BBC2.
BBC2's feature films this Christmas include Roman Polanski's atmospheric Tess.
A thorn.
Ah, Gussie. Beauty has its price.
Ragtime is a beautifully worked story of life in America at the turn of the century and one man's struggle for his rights. From France, Diva, an intriguing thriller set on and under the streets of Paris. Franco Zeffirelli's breathtaking production of La Traviata stars Teresa Stratus and Placido Domingo. And Meryl Streep is the French lieutenant's woman.
Forgive me, I'm alarmed for your safety. Come back!
Some of the films for Christmas on BBC2.
Boxing Day entertainment on BBC2. At 7:25, a film portrait of the distinguished South African writer Lawrence van der Post.
Born 80 years ago on a farm in the Orange Free State, Van der Post has written about and lived through many of the convulsive changes that have marked the 20th century.
At 8:30, Onegin, a dazzling production by the National Ballet of Canada with music by Tchaikovsky. At 10:05, Billy Wilder's classic comedy, Some Like It Hot. Finally, at 12 o'clock, classic ghost stories, The Ash Tree by M.R. James, told by Robert Powell.
There is something more than we know of in that tree, said Sir William Kenfield to the bishop. My life upon it, but the secret of these terrible deaths is there. I am for an instant search.
A sparkling variety of programs for Boxing Day on BBC2.
Programs for Christmas Eve on BBC2. At 6 o'clock, a celebration of lessons and carols from the chapel of King's College, Cambridge. At 7 o'clock, the true story of a Victorian love affair, Paper Kisses.
I'm Tom Anderson.
Oh, I know who you are.
The secret life of one of Britain's best-loved wild creatures, Priddy the Hedgehog, is at 8. At 9 o'clock, there's a celebration of the work of Antonio Stradivari. Christopher Reeve and Vanessa Redgrave star in The Bostonians at 10:25.
Will you be my friend? My friend of friends, forever and ever?
There's Always Tomorrow is the last in the season of Barbara Stanwyck films at 12:20. And that's Christmas Eve on BBC2.
Style for the coming season on 2.
Please watch the French and...
Chaos reigns in Once in a Lifetime as speech therapists invade Hollywood.
I've been having some trouble with my sibilant sound, but my vowels are open all right.
Zeffirelli's Otello stars Placido Domingo as the proud Moor, consumed by jealousy, condemned to self-destruction. Wildlife filmmakers John and Simon King chronicle the life and loves of Kana the otter, tracing her progress from helpless orphan to proud parent. Richard Gere stars in The Cotton Club, a rich cocktail of gangsters and jazz.
If I didn't like you, you'd be dead. You understand that?
Christmas special.
Seasonal style on...
What I like most about Christmas is the Margarets, Brendas, Sheilas, Claires, Carols.
Ding dong, merrily on
Oi, you lot, you're barred!
What's your idea of good taste?
Pizza.
Or turkey?
They taste delicious, even the next day. A big turkey like you would have lasted a whole
month. So, plenty to do, eh?
The film, and it's Truly Madly Turkey! Yeah!
Truly Madly Christmas Eve on 2.
Christmas music on BBC2.
Plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got no car, I got no mule, I got no misery.
Christmas music on BBC2.
This Christmas on BBC2, there are passionate tales of love. Maggie Moran's adventurous production of Coppelia tells of love, jealousy, and a sexually provocative mechanical doll. From the tower blocks of Lyon to the richness of ancient Egypt, Cheryl Studer is the ill-fated Aida of Verdi's most famous opera. For Anthony Dow, love triumphs in his spectacular production of Sleeping Beauty, while Michael Barkley explores Rudyard Kipling's childhood in Baba Black Sheep. Comical and contemporary, a new production of The Marriage of Figaro. Music and dance, this Christmas on BBC2.
Christmas Day on BBC2. An enchanted evening begins with Julie Andrews and a host of stars celebrating in song the work of Oscar Hammerstein. And at 7, the award-winning BBC dramatisation of Jane Austen's classic love story, Persuasion.
This is the Queen's Parish Church.
At 9, after the Queen's Christmas message, Westminster Abbey, as seen by Alan Bennett in The Abbey. A television premiere at 10, director Chung Kai-ger's Farewell My Concubine.
Here come the big finish, folks! 'Cause it's a socket.
Classic comedy at 12:30, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In wraps up Christmas Day on BBC2.